This is our late night live. We're probably right on the last couple minutes of Jamie's live. And Mrs. Beck is still logging in on hers.
Here you go. Let me.
Somebody, you left the like?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's nobody here yet, but
I wish that would have been a good view, honestly.
yes.
Can I put it here?
No. It's not going to stick to that.
Mm,
So we are in Veracruz at a hotel, and right on the other side of those trees is the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know if you can see
no, not really.
the word that's on that little, not even gonna call it a building. Hello, Aunt D. How are you tonight? It says planetarium, or close to it. No, don't mess with it.
Okay.
Keep an eye on this. People are going to be coming in.
I'm coming.
Oh, we have 2 likes. So you and somebody else. We're working hard here.
Mark is here.
Hello, Mark. Good evening. We got just about everything taken care of today, except
Washing of the truck.
the washing of the truck and then delivering it to the customs agent.
KJ Kylie's here.
Good evening, KJ Kylie. How are you? How was Tony's live? I wasn't in there on that.
Mark says I wanted the likes low.
Good. Thank you. Now, we're sitting on, I guess, an observation deck. It's the 6th floor of this hotel, and there's a pool behind us.
Sorry. Auntie says doing good, getting ready for bed. Looks warm there.
It is actually warm, and we do have our jackets on, but it's probably in the 60s.
Yeah.
And with the Atlantic Ocean right behind the trees you're looking at, I don't know why it's so warm here. I really don't. That other building over there that's on the right side of your screen, I'm not sure what that is.
I think it's a school.
The school's over there.
No.
That says school.
This is dormitorios.
Okay, well then they sleep over there to go to the school over there. Because if you want to look at a map, we're in the state of Veracruz in Mexico.
Uno says choo 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 rockabye baby.
That's a new one, Uno. Good evening.
Hi Uno. Auntie says back to 0 Fahrenheit in Massachusetts.
Oh. Well, I'm rubbing my hands like it's cold in the 60s here.
It is a bit chilly for me.
Yeah, we drove around a little bit here in the truck. We went to eat. We went to McDonald's this time. The food was okay. I was trying to use some of the gas in it because we're supposed to deliver it with less fuel than it has. But we brought it back, parked it, and then rested a little bit. Then Mrs. Beck and I walked down the street a little ways, and there's an aquarium there that has all kinds of fish and reptiles and lots of sharks, all kinds of stuff.
Uno says, is that a soccer field or the dirtiest pool ever? It's not quite a soccer field, but it's some kind of track.
No, it's a track. Yeah, it's for track and field events. You can see there's grass in the middle, but there's a track that they run around.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of school this is, university or whatever.
Mark says minus 20 Celsius here. Oh, freezing.
Oh boy. Today they were preparing they're going to have a carnival here for 10 days, which is going to start in 2 days. So we need to get what we need to get done and get out of here before throngs of people show up. Right below right in front of the hotel here, there's a street, and they built
A boulevard.
Yeah, it's a boulevard, but they built
Sitting
stands where everybody can sit. Bleachers. They built
bleachers.
bleachers from one end of the street to the other because they're expecting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of whatever people.
Yeah.
So
Uno says, "Did you spot anything cool for cars or trucks? What did Rotten Ronnie's have that's special down below the border?"
it's all the same food. I had a double quarter pounder with cheese, and Mrs. Speck had a McPollo. But we got out of there for under 300 pesos. So I'm not complaining about that.
I do like my McChicken.
And it didn't get me sick. Didn't get me sick, so that's good.
Oh, you can see people running.
Yeah, but not on the track.
Yeah.
No, the track
no.
is next to the grass. They're just running away from something. More and more tourists are going to come, and this place is going to be packed. So we need to find a car wash in the morning, get the truck completely clean because we drove it like 1,111 miles, and all of those dead bugs that are in the grill, on the bumper, in the radiator, in the everything under the hood, all of that has to be cleaned out, or there's going to be problems when we send it over to Florida.
Uno said something, but I don't get it. +3 Dance Edmonton Mon Branco Con Ami. I don't know what that is. Mark says, "We had a little scare with one of our dogs yesterday after supper. I let one of our dogs like the bowl after having
Lick the bowl.
I guess lick the bowl after having peach cobbler. A little while later, she started twitching. Maybe she's allergic."
She could be.
Uno says, "Can we get some fireworks and tequila on the way home?" I wish.
I don't know. Can you? We're flying home, so I don't think the airline would appreciate that.
Mark says tsunami. Don't scare me like that.
What?
Tsunami.
No, we're resting in the room after we came back from lunch, and our phones go off just screaming at us because not far from here there was an earthquake.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Beck said, "Did you feel that? Did you feel that?" Like, no. Do you feel that? It's shaking. I stopped myself and, okay, I feel something moving just a tiny little bit. Remember, I'm from California. If the building isn't falling down, I'm good. I'm done.
Steven Andrews is here.
Hey, Steven. Good evening.
They say, "Hi, Mexican Spec. Jamie is signing off."
Good.
Mark says, "How did you check? She's okay now." Good. I'm glad.
Good.
And it says, "Yes, lick." Uno says, "It said it was +3 today in Edmonton, my French friend."
Oh, okay.
Josh Holman is here.
Hello, Josh.
Also, Tavo's here.
Hey, Tavo. How you doing?
Also, Granddad's Junk.
Granddad's Junk. Welcome.
And Believe It Yourself.
Believe all you guys from other countries.
They were all living the other life.
All you guys in Australia are warm like we are, and all you guys in Canada are freezing your butts off. The Atlantic Ocean is right behind the trees you're looking at, and it's warm here.
You can see the trees.
Yeah? Stop. They can see the trees. It's
dark.
crazy.
Uno says, "We still need to trade addresses so we can trade gum. But feel free to slip some by firecrackers in mine. Also, I'm looking for some rare Volkswagen wheels." We can't really send anything through the mail right now.
No, Mexico is not allowed to send anything to the United States or to Canada, and hopefully they get that taken care of at some point. Now, there's no tariffs between Mexico and Canada, so there's no reason to not send things there, but I tried and they wouldn't accept the packages.
Tavo says, "A tad warm, yes. 39 Celsius today. Forecast 41 tomorrow, so no coat needed." And Mark says, "My outdoor thermometer is reading blank."
That is bad. It's too cold even for the thermometer.
Overbuilt Automotive is here.
Hello, Overbuilt.
They say, "Howdy, first time here. Dead chat sent me."
Well, that's nice. That was nice of them. I appreciate that.
Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, it won't be too much of a boring stream.
We're in Veracruz, Mexico.
right now.
Yeah, we're delivering a truck tomorrow, so it could be sent over to Jacksonville, Florida on a ship. It'll take about 4 days to get there, and then the client can pick it up there in the port. So that's what we're doing here. We don't live anywhere near here. We live in, I would call it northern Mexico.
They say howdy from Eastern Tennessee.
Ooh, Eastern Tennessee.
It's cold AF, 29 or so.
That's a little bit under freezing.
Mm-hmm. Mark says, lol, sometimes he reads no.
I can picture that too.
Unfinished project this year?
Hello, Unfinished Project. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you being on our other lives too, and everybody else keeping us company as we drove all the way across Mexico. Especially this last one, like today, the stress level was high after what we heard yesterday from some of the locals. So.
Uno says, well, I'll send a test package of Thrills. It's my favorite gum. Its slogan is, it still tastes like soap.
I'm sure they sell a lot of it.
Racer is here.
Hey, Ray. Thanks for joining us.
They say, Mr. Spec, hope you all are having a good evening.
We are. We just got done watching TV, waiting for this. We're at a hotel that's owned by the Wyndham Company. They have a lot of hotels all over Mexico, probably all over the world. And Mrs. Speck is one of the frequent flyers, I guess now. She has an app, and she ordered the room and everything. So, we didn't ask for anything. She asked for
Ocean view?
An ocean view, and that costs an extra 100 pesos, which is like, I don't know, $5.50 or something. So the guy takes us up to the room, and it's like a suite. It has a table and 4 chairs, like a dining room, and it has a living room, and it has the 2 beds and the bathroom. And the door to get in is almost twice as wide as the door next to it and the door in the other corner. Like, they really did us up well. It's a nice room, and figure out the exchange rate at about 17 pesos and 30 cents for each US dollar, and the room was 1,290 pesos for all of that, including a free breakfast for each of us in the morning.
Yeah. Our Bill says, cool, man. I need a Land Cruiser. The ones that get down south where you are, 70 series. Seen a few for sale, but I need a semi better, not a retail overpriced restored one.
I think you're talking about in South America, because the Land Rover really wasn't a thing in Mexico.
Land Cruiser.
Oh, Land Cruiser, yeah. We didn't have any Toyotas here.
Is that a party bus?
Yeah, probably.
There's a party bus coming.
Toyota started selling vehicles in Mexico in 2001, and they didn't start selling any trucks until 2 years after that. So I think you're thinking about South America, one of the countries down there.
I feel a little bit like in Mazatlan.
Well, they need to have a party atmosphere here because of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Believe
says, this is true. I recently bought some Thrills gum just to make sure it still tasted like soap. It does. Uno says, if you can find some 4x130 millimeter crackers, grab them for me, por favor. Our Bill says, pick up truck style. I got an FJ60.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I doubt we'd be able to find anything here in Mexico.
I want to move the camera.
You can't really face it that way either.
No.
The holder for the camera really doesn't articulate well.
No, here, hold this. I'm over here. Let me see if I can jingle this.
She's gonna try to move it.
Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can. No, but I can't.
Overbuild says, yes, Toyota South America, you're right. Lester's here. Good evening, Lester. Thank you for joining us. Lone Wrench Garage is here. Hi, Mexican Spec and Miss Spec. You're not married anymore.
I'm not married.
Lone Wrench, where did you stop for?
Can I go out on a date?
This was our destination, Lone Wrench. We're in Veracruz, right at the ocean. The trees that are on the screen right there, the Atlantic Ocean is right behind that. For some reason, there's trees there blocking our view. Well, from our room, we're on the 4th floor. We can see the ocean, but not from here. Actually, we're hired here. We're supposed to be able to see the ocean. We paid $5.50 for that. Can you turn the screen up? I can't read anything.
Sorry.
Thank you. Tavo, Land Cruisers are part of the landscape down here. Yeah, not here. Uno, what engines were Savieros? What years? Are they legal to sell? What about Toyota T100 pickups down there?
See.
There's lots of T100s, but they were imported from the U.S., so you might find one in the U.S. that's probably cheaper. I can't tell you what engines were in the Savieros, but those are really new trucks. I don't think they're 15 years old yet, although they could be, because they stay the same for so many years. The years may have passed.
Both del campus here.
Past me.
How about that view?
All you're seeing is the
wall, yeah, but the
wall and my shadow. Hi, everybody.
Hold on. Let me try and fix it.
She's trying to show you something other than the wall, like down the street. Can you tilt it up?
I can't tilt it up much more.
Uno says jingle all the way. It's gonna take a while though.
To update?
Yeah.
Mohawk is here, also Willow Trail.
No, wait, we have to get to Buff.
Sorry.
Good evening, Buff. Granddad. G'day, Buff brother. Bone Ranch. Hey, Buff. Mohawk. Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Will the Trill is here. Good evening. Nice view. Hey, Will.
What do you think about the view right now?
It's not moving.
What do you mean it's not moving? Well, there's cars going by.
No, there isn't. It's not moving. It's frozen.
No, yeah, there is. Look.
Well, what's that thing doing there?
Parked.
Oh, move!
Sit down. What do you think?
Stupid day makes it look like it's not moving. Well, it's not really clear, but at least you guys can see something moving. Blue lights and a street. Buff can see.
See, Buff says cars are moving.
Good. Lone Wrench. Marks of it. It's moving. Cars are moving.
Is it my glasses or is it getting cloudy? I think there's one random cloud.
There's wispy clouds around.
There's one random cloud. Uno says to a Shadow Puppet Show.
Uno says, was there a previous model to the Savieros from VW, small pickup? Me suspect. Look at the dune buggies and old Beetles, and if they got Krager's flirt until they sell. Yeah, the earlier Volkswagen trucks were the Pointer pickups. I don't know at what point they became the Saviero though.
That's the party bus.
I can't do it. I can't do shadow puppets. People, you can see people walking. I can't even see people walking.
Well, I'm zooming in.
Believe. I see a car moving. That's good enough for me. Okay, good. That's good. Some entertainment with a Trill. Hope to see a cool car drive by.
They turned off the track, so there's nothing going on there.
Oh yeah, they turned the light off on the track. It must have been their time to go. Will the Trill. What's the temperature there? I think we're in the high 60s.
Yeah,
here.
It is a party bus.
Yeah, there's stuff moving. We're in the high 60s here. I have my Uncle Tony's hoodie on, but it's not really cold out here. I'm just trying to keep from getting sick again. Mark Silva, green and red alternating light in the distance. Any idea what that's for?
That's the port.
Yeah, that's the port of Veracruz, and that's where they load the containers onto ships and stuff. All I see is a blurry red and green light. Aunt D, gotta call it a night. Good night. Glad I was able to hop on for a bit. Well, thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Mohawk, party bus. Yeah. Uno. VW pointer or pointer pickup? Well, it's a VW pointer pickup. For you guys, it would be now it would be 2011. I could send over there, depending on what day it was born. Being 15 years old, Buff. I'll be listening while I'm cleaning the kitchen after dinner. Great, thank you. You want to start with Uno?
Uno says Volkswagen pointer or pointer pickup.
No, down here.
Oh, it's the Venga bus, maybe. I can't really show you because of the angle, but farther down to the left, that there's actually boats.
Yeah, out in the, that's the way the water is out there.
Yeah.
You can see the reflection of the light on the water, which you can't see, so you don't know where I'm pointing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's over there.
Racer says only 60s. We had that today.
We probably got to here in this because it's right at the ocean, was in the 80s, but or high 70s. But we're sitting here at what is this, 9-10 o'clock at night, and there's no chill in the air at all, and we're at the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, actually,
there's something wrong with this, something weird.
No.
And we're in February. This is February. This is winter time.
Fair. Mark says 10-4.
Of course, we are farther down, closer to the equator.
Uno says, did the Uncle Tony's Garage hoodie come with original cigarette smoke smells?
No, this was a brand new one that Uncle Kathy had made just for me.
Uncle Kathy?
Yes, that's her name, Uncle Kathy. She made it just for me, so Tony never got near it.
Razor says mid-70s for tomorrow. Good day to play hooky.
We don't have that opportunity. We have to get things done and get the heck out of here before everybody shows up for Carnaval.
Uno says, I mean, was there a pointer sedan, hatch, coupe, and pickup, or just a pointer pickup?
There was the 3-door, the hatchback. There was a 5-door hatchback. There was a station wagon, and there was the pickup.
Lester says, what time is it there? It's 10:25 p.m. right now.
Yeah. We're in Central Time right now. We live in Mountain Time, but it's an hour later here.
Mark says shallow point. Lol. Yeah, because they could see your finger pointing on the.
No, they can't.
Yeah, there you go.
There we are. Hi, everybody.
Steven Andrews says, oh, by the way, Seattle Seahawks won sports ball thingy, the Super Owl or something.
Really? Yeah. All of those guys in Washington, Jamie, should be really happy about that.
Uno says, did Tony buy a car off of you?
No, Tony doesn't buy cars. Tony is selling everything he wants to get. He doesn't want to keep collecting and collecting.
Razor says, Steven Andrews, someone played ball today? Mark says 11:26 p.m. here. 1 hour later.
Mm-hmm.
Steven Andrews says, woohoo. Yeah.
This was definitely an adventure. Like I was telling all you guys on the live, that yesterday an employee at the hotel told us the road that we intended to take was very dangerous. The bad guys were attacking people. They were killing people. They were robbing you. They throw boulders off the overhead, passes, and they try to kill you that way. So all night, both of us are thinking, well, at least I was. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. I don't really want to put this truck in danger, put us in danger on that road. So after breakfast, we looked at the computer and found a more northern route. It was basically the same distance. The road that we took today was 7 kilometers longer than the other one. So it took a couple of minutes more. Big deal. But the road that we were on yesterday, if you were on our live yesterday, you know how bad the road was. And that was 150D, the number of the highway. It was horrible, and it was for hours that it was that bad. The road that we took today was completely smooth. And we got like an hour and a half in, we pulled into a gas station. I guess there was a restaurant there or something. And there was 2 National Guard cars and then a state police car. And I pulled in next to the state police car, and I got out, and there was two women that were in full gear, all that stuff. So I asked them about the road, the road ahead. Is it calm? Is anything happening? She says, no, it's completely calm. There's nothing happening. It's basic, it's mostly curves, it's the road, going through the mountains. She said, everything's fine. And then as I'm talking to her, I look over there and a 1983 Chevy Celebrity two-door Mexican spec pulls in, and then I hear the grinding gear into reverse with his manual transmission, and then backs into this. It was a gorgeous car. It looks like it just came out of the showroom, and the guy's driving it around like it's his, he's on a road trip with it. Two-door Celebrity with the V6 and the 4-speed manual. Really pretty car. I don't see very many of the earlier ones for sale. I usually see 86, 87, 88, 89 for sale with the 2.8 V6 and the 4-speed manual. But man, it was a pretty car.
Steven Andrews says, yes, we is happy about the Seahawks winning.
Oh, good.
Josh Roman says, Porpa went out today. Uno says, did anybody in chat buy a project car or truck or bike? Josh Roman says, I live happily without sports ball. At Zero is here.
Hey, at Zero. Thanks for joining us.
At Zero says, hey, brother, just wanted to stop by and say hi to you and Lady Mexican Spec. Plus, hit the like button. Hope you're well.
How did Uncle Tony's live go? Did you have to get rough with anybody?
Cop Car Steve is also here.
Hey, Cop Car Steve. How's Canada on your side tonight?
They say, buenas, mi amigo, mi amiga. Stay safe, my friend.
That was the whole intention.
Did I say hi to Veracruz?
No?
Veracruz is here.
You always ignore him.
I'm not.
Why do you always ignore Barry?
I'm not ignoring him. I'm just like over 10 people, and I forget who I already said hi to. And there's 20 people right now. Okay, so Veracruz is here. And
Hello, Barry.
And they say land bruisers. I like that. Can I use it? Cop Car Steve says most people don't know that there was a police spec Celebrity and 85 to 87.
Yeah, but those weren't in this country. There weren't. But they were Mexican spec, and it had the biggest engine you could get, and it had the manual transmission in it. It's just weird to see somebody with an older one because it had the taller turn signals in front under the headlights.
Is that the party bus again?
Yeah, probably. It's just making rounds back and forth, picking people up. So it had the taller turn signals. The 84 and 85 has the shorter turn signals under the headlights. The 82, 83 had the taller ones with a piece of chrome running through it. So yeah, it was definitely the earlier one and in really nice condition, white. I didn't see the color of the interior because there was 4 people in there.
Uno says, do you ever approach cars like that and ask if it's for sale?
No, because I don't have a client for that. I need to have the client first, and then we find the car for them.
Uno says Land Bruiser is what we call the Sequoia in Canada. Dan Evoid is here.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
What's going on? I appreciate you being in all of our lives, Dan.
Yes, you're very consistent. Thank you. Popcar Steve says Canada is doing well. Seattle just won the Super Bowl. Just came back from the Super Bowl party.
Oh, nice.
How was the halftime show? Steven Andrews says,
Rated on a scale of 1 to 10.
Steven Andrews says, wow, early celebrities are rarer than Ferraris up here. I get more excited when I see one.
I was shocked because I look for celebrities on Facebook, and they're always 86 to 89. And then, of course, in 1990, the old Sierra Eurosport took over, which also had the V6 and the 5. They put a 5-speed manual in those.
Dan says, I got an FE flat tire tonight. Oh, that's bad.
That's bad.
And Zero says, we have benched like 240 plus. It was a bit busy. Only a few deletes and 1 axe. No worries.
Oh, good. Sorry I wasn't there, but I need to be on a computer for the lives. I can't be on a phone. It bugs the heck out of me.
Yeah.
And we're in a hotel room in Veracruz.
Barracuda says, at Zero was using bad language. Barracuda says, I just got here. Yes. At least I noticed. Like I can tell, like maybe I didn't say hi. But maybe I did.
But it's not the first time.
No, but it's...
But only with Barry. It only happens with Barry.
No. It happens with other people. Uno says, Cop Cars, do you have any Taurus police spec?
I think he's talking to Steve.
I think so.
Cop Car Steve. Not
Grand-
here.
Granddad Junk says, good day, Cyril. I'm very good, brother. Stephen Andrews says, second and manual, 2. Nice. Dan says, -10. Steven Andrews says, didn't watch halftime. How dare you? That's the funniest part of football.
I don't know. It was pretty widely advertised who was going to play the halftime show, so I would think most people didn't want to see it.
Yeah. Mohawk is here?
Hey, Mohawk's been here.
Really?
Yes.
See, I told you it's not over 10 people, and I just don't know.
Well, it says we're at 21 now, so you're twice as far in the hole.
Yeah. Mohawk says I need to go. Have a great night, everyone. Have fun and stay safe, guys.
Good night, Mohawk.
Good night, Mohawk.
Thanks for joining us.
Cop Car Steve says Bad Bunny was awesome, and the Latino vibe was something fresh for the halftime show.
Oh.
See, it was good.
Shakira's been there before with J Lo, so Latina vibe is usually there.
Mark Zoe says I think there were 2 shows, one woke and one not. No, I think there was both. They both were woke. Because I think it was Bad Bunny, and I think it was Blink 182. I think it was the other one.
I don't know what that is.
I think so. Dan says celebrities are all a bunch of perverts and haters anymore.
The people, not the cars, because we're talking about both.
Yeah. Gracie says, see you, Mohawk. At says, no problem at all, brother. I had to go. Hope everyone has a great week. Keep on wrenching, folk.
Good night, Zero.
Dan says, I didn't watch any of it. Never heard of the halftime clowns. Pokar Steve says, to uno, not just CVPI Crambix. Barracuda says, wrenching or wenching? Both?
You can do either one. Depends what sex you are, though. Kind of hard to winch when you're not a female.
Oh.
That's how my elbow feels for driving this truck 1,000 miles.
Fair.
On the center console. Same thing.
I want to jump in the pool.
We can't. We're both sick. We can't take any chances, especially if we're going on a plane tomorrow or whenever.
Hold on, give me a minute. How many super chats do I get if I jump in the pool?
We can't take super chats.
It's getting cloudy then.
Yeah, there's more clouds coming over. It's not going to rain on us. It never rains at the beach.
Believe says, I'm going horizontal. Been a full day. Thanks for the stream.
Thank you very much for being in all of our lives, Believe.
Thank you, Lee.
We appreciate the company.
Have a restful sleep. Dan says, I didn't make 100 in cash though.
Good.
Razor says, we had a celebrity, great little car until the rear rusted out of it. Oh. Maintenance again?
I don't know. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
We don't have that problem here, Ray. The cars really don't rust here.
They're gonna add bleach or something to the pool. So I can't jump in the pool anymore.
Nope.
Sorry.
Wonder how many people actually come to the beach at Veracruz to go in the pool at the hotel.
Popcar Steve says, is your full-time job selling Mexican inspect cars, or is it a hobby for you along with the YouTube channel?
It is my full-time job now because the other job that I had, which was selling taillights for the older cars, was killed because I can't send any packages anymore from Mexico to the US or Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So once that gets taken care of, I have customers lined up that want the taillights, want the product, but I just can't send it out right now. The US needs to get their act together. If they're going to charge the tariff, then charge the tariff. Just accept the packages.
Uno says 100. That's a lot of dudes at a nickel. A dude.
Well, that's rude.
Rude. Stop it.
He's worth more than a nickel at a time.
Barracuda says it all started with Janet Jackson. Dan, I think.
Yep. The nip slip.
Believe says it's my pleasure. Dan says, so uno, I'm sure you could beat that by a long shot. Guys, behave. Steven Andrew says, I must to get to bed. Start at 7 a.m. tomorrow, but I will leave you stream on. Buenas noches. Thank you for
Steve.
being here.
We're getting up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
so we could have breakfast at 7 and then try to find a car wash that opens early.
Uno says, what's your favorite chip, corn, potato, and what's your favorite chip, corn or potato, and flavor?
Who asked?
Uno.
Well, the ones that I eat are like the yellow Lays and Fritos, which are corn chips with sal y limon, which I just had a bag up in the room not long ago. My last one. You're a little more daring. You can eat a lot more stuff.
I can eat a lot more stuff. I do have like stuff that I eat randomly. I'm trying not to eat that many stuff, but I do have. There's some Fritos here that they sell here. I've never seen it. Well, I don't travel anywhere else, but I've never seen it anywhere else. But there's some Fritos here that are flavor chorizo. Really good.
I've had them. They're not bad.
Yeah, they're really good.
There's just too many chips that shouldn't have gluten but do because they put some kind of flavor or some kind of
Additive.
well, yeah, it's an additive, so the flavor sticks to the chip, which is the gluten. So, and it's ridiculous for every Pringles, even the regular flavor Pringles, to have gluten.
Racer says, where is the source of the taillight lenses you sell?
I have a supplier here in Mexico that I have the taillight lenses for the 64 Plymouth Valiant, 65 and 66 Valiants, which also cover the 64 through 66 Barracudas. They also fit those cars.
Either he thinks it's gonna rain or they do this every night.
They probably do because it'll get dirty that way. And I also have the lenses, the taillight lenses for the 73, give or take, Plymouth Dusters. And they're not the best, but they're not the worst, and they're not the most expensive. So I do sell some.
Dan says Pakistani trucker. Tabo? Did they say hi to Tabo?
Yes.
Okay. Tabo says we can send to the US, send them to me, and I'll forward on. That would only multiply the postage cost by about 20 times.
Yeah, it's true.
Vilefly is here.
Hey, Vilefly. Good evening.
And they cling to the TV. Uno says Vilefly says Fritos and chili. Yeah, but my favorite are with chorizo. Dan says Fritos and M&Ms. I've never had them, and I don't think I will.
That's sweet and savory at the same time. Can you put it in the oven and melt the M&Ms onto the Fritos? Because it does melt in your mouth and not in your hand. That's a damn lie, but because they melted in my hand.
I once had a donut that was like pizza with maple syrup. It was really good. Bioflash flinches. Why are you flinching, darling? What's wrong? Dan says one handful will sustain you for a week. Barracuda says, Tavo, can I ask you another Valiant related question? Dan says, my mom had a 63 Valiant with a full ashtray. Oh, M&M's?
Probably with cigarettes.
Copcar says, buenas noches, mi amigo. Mucho trabajo mañana. Adios. Thank you for being here, Copcar Steve.
Bye, Steve.
Uno says, saw a kid at 7-Eleven buy a bag of Doritos and a big gulp for $1. And then he opened the chip bag and put chili and cheese from the hot dog bar. He said chili and cheese are free, so a super snack. Right?
Yeah.
It does taste good.
Yeah, but here in Mexico, like you'll buy a bag of the yellow, like the Lay's potato chips. Inside the bag, it has a little packet of chili.
Yeah.
That comes with it, so you dump it in there. You don't even have to go look for it. It comes in the bag.
Yep. Firefly says, that's my Mexican spec. And Dan says, trabajo no es no bueno.
That depends what your work is. If you really like what you do, then it is good.
Ricardo Flores is here.
Ricardo Flores.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And they have a question.
Okay.
They say, hey guys, is it true that the AMC L6 engines built in Mexico, 258s, if I'm not mistaken, were exclusive to BAMs? If so, do they get any love up in the States?
It wasn't the 258, it's the 282, which is the 4.6 liter that was only made in Mexico. Tell them we'll move the chairs when we're done.
Cuando terminemos, vamos las sillas para allá.
Sí, no, no problema. ¿Van a demorar todavía?
Mande.
¿Van a demorar todavía aquí?
Sí, una hora más o menos.
Una hora.
Sí.
Yo para venir a hacerlo.
Ok.
A las 12.
Más o menos.
Gracias.
So what were you saying about the...
It's a 282, which is a 4.6 liter. The engine was made in Mexico only for the higher trim Mexican cars. Not all of them got it. The Gremlin didn't get it, but the Lerma did, and some of the Americans did.
Atila's also here?
Attila, welcome.
And de Tocitos con elotes. Oh, I want some so bad. Oh,
Don't get her started
yes.
on that, please.
Uno says, makes sense. Nicotine leads to low birth weight and stunted growth. What?
Who's talking about smoking?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyways, Razor says M&M's in popcorn isn't bad at all. I would think so. Yeah.
The M&Ms would fall all the way to the bottom, though,
Sure.
because they're heavier than the
You will
popcorn.
have to. Dan says, I tried them together on a gluttonous whim and was knocked out by how good they are together.
But he's talking about Fritos and M&Ms.
Fritos and M&Ms.
But the remember the bag of Fritos I bought at that store on the way to the border that had, for me, after eating the Fritos with the salt and lime flavor, the ones that I bought that were from the U.S. they had no flavor for me at all.
Yeah.
They were completely bland. They didn't even taste like corn. So no, I couldn't buy them again.
Dan says M&M's with popcorn might be better, lighter fare. M&M's says M&M's. I'm sorry. Dan says M&M's with Fritos is rich. Uno says Swedish berries, fuzzy peaches, or gummies and peanut M&M's in your corn. Pray. I don't know what Swedish berries are. Fuzzy peaches.
I think they're blonde. I think Swedish berries are blonde.
I don't know. Gummies and peanut M&M's. Biofly says chip bags with built-in chili can. Brilliant. Why are we talking about food? I'm sorry.
Well, everything comes with chili in Mexico. You buy Chinese food, they give you the chili. You buy pizza, it comes with packets of chili. Everything you buy comes with packets of chili.
Francis says that sounded like an impact wrench. No, he was moving the chairs.
Like the chaise lounges at the poolside. He was arranging them. And I think we're keeping him up an extra hour. Because he looks at his watch, oh, you're going to be another hour. Okay.
Sorry.
Did he leave?
Yeah, he did.
I hope he didn't lock the door. We're going to have a hard time.
No, he said that he was going to come back to the lock.
Okay.
Pop del Campo's here.
He came back.
He came back and says the kitchen is clean. I'm back.
Good. That helps for the morning when you want to make breakfast.
Uno says, what does Lerma mean again? You mean Lerma? Lerma is the name of the city.
Yeah, it's a name of a city in Estado de Mexico.
Lerma.
They have a car factory there, and it was the top of the line van model for 2 years, and then Mexico outlawed imported luxury options on cars, which was power windows, drive faster. So it was like power windows and the tilt wheel and all that, which all those cars were imported from the U.S. So they stopped making the car in 1982. Of course, 1983 was the last year for those cars anyway, so it's not like it was a big loss.
I was waiting for Barracuda to ask this question. Dan says chili rocks. Mark says cheese and onion sandwiches. Am I right, Buffalo Campo? Cheese and onion.
Cheese and onion. What cheese? I don't want to ask.
Gracie says, oh, chair chatter. World of Wood Chip is here.
Hey, World of Woodchip. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Very good ask. This question is that Tavo are the 7-inch ROH slot mags or RT chargers exactly the same dimensions as the Anger Cheviot 7-inch Trident? Razor says, well, my coffee is gone. Must be bedtime. See you all later. Good to be here. Thank you for being here, Razor.
You drank coffee just before bed?
Must be decaf.
I would hope so. Or you're going to be staring at the ceiling. Good night, Razor. Good night, Ray.
Dan says, must be a bunch of naderites running Mexico. What's naderites?
I don't know. What does it say?
Naderites.
I don't know.
Mm.
The word does not look familiar and it's capitalized, so it's a proper name.
That was the Barracuda. That one I don't know. They will have to be very, very close though. World of Woodchip says, looks like Vice City. I guess.
This is just one. This is the main drag along the beach. Well, not along the beach, along the water, because this is a port city where the ships come in and they load the cars, which this truck we drove down is they're going to load it, and containers and stuff like that, and then it goes to the rest of the world. This is one of the main ports of this country in Mexico.
Dan says, Rap Nader, car haters, no V8s. Naderites, Rap Nader.
Oh, Naderites. Okay. Now it makes sense.
Overbuilt Automotive is here.
Yes, been here.
And they say, no, they say, just got back, dinner's done, but I'll tell you funny watching a new live stream in Mexico, and I made homemade soft tacos from scratch, no mixes. Tasty. I want tacos.
Actually, you don't have to tell us soft tacos because all tacos here are soft.
No es cierto.
Yeah, it's very rare that you can find a hard shell taco.
But it's not a hard shell taco, es un taco frito.
Yeah, well, that's not what he's talking about.
Pero es not lo mismo.
Nobody takes a tortilla and drops it in oil over there and then eats it. That would be a taco dorado. They have, the taco shells that the store has over there. That's what they talk about. But then it just crumbles in your hands.
Margarita says, yes, I would think so. Thanks again. Bilefly says, got a chance to buy Casey sticks at Price Chopper for $7 each. Real strip sticks, not that fatty New York strip steak. Oh, steaks. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me start over. Got a chance to buy Casey strip steaks at Price Chopper for $7 each. Real strip steaks, not that fatty New York strip steak. They overpriced. Bowfly says, been a long time since I'm seeing quality steak.
I'm sure.
Bob Del Campo says, I made liver and onion. Oh, I haven't had liver in so long. It's the best I've ever made. It didn't have that high iron taste like liver usually has. Kim kept telling me how good it was. I haven't had that in a while.
Go out with your friends and you can eat all the liver you want.
Overbuilt says, hot to have my Hernandez habanero hot sauce on it. Dan Boy says, no liver for me. It's good. Firefly says, I haven't had liver in a while. The closest thing I had to it was haggis. Dan says, liver is a crime against wonderful, innocent audience. Firefly says, onions are guilty. Dan says, onions belong everywhere except dessert. I don't know. Have you had caramelized onions? There's an onion, the candy that my grandma used to make, that it tasted just like cajeta. What is cajeta?
Caramel.
Yeah, just like caramel. Really good. I'm feeling bad for that guy.
Why?
Because they're liver.
Just keep going. So
I know.
We'll end it when we end it.
Bowfly says red onions are tolerable. Caramelized is okay. Red onions I like pickled red onions. Overbuilt says my dad.
Did you see vintage in here? Vintage Adventure Drives?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Again, I don't know. Over 10 people. It's my.
Are you in here, Tanner? I could have sworn I saw you pop in.
Somebody that is on a computer, check the chat and see if he's here. Our build says my dad loved liver. I had to cook him chick liver last week. Barf. Chick liver? Lester,
Chicken.
Lester's here?
Hey, Lester.
They say last time I had liver, I was a little kid and mom made it. Did me for life.
I understand.
Bob the Campo says these were caramelized onions with a little red wine vinegar.
But you can buy, you can go here then, and places will sell you cabeza, lengua, whatever part of the cow, they'll throw it in a taco for you,
Yeah.
which is the head or the tongue, intestines,
Yep.
tripa.
It's pretty good.
They use every part of it.
It's pretty good. Bilefly says liver can turn into leather if you cook it in the slightest. Yeah, it's difficult to cook. Josh Homan says I don't care for onions, but can eat them in some foods. Yeah, like in a soup. Like you cut them small or you blend them into your pasta sauce or something.
When you put them in soup, they don't have any texture and they don't have any taste, so it's like they're not there anyway.
Yeah, but I don't like the slimy. Not the slimy, it's the film. So I like blending them when I make soups. Dan says, just give me the ribeye, T-bone, and porterhouse. Of course. You want Mr. Speck. Stephen Andrew says, I was one of 5 children. You ate what was cooked or you went to bed hungry. Same.
Yep.
No 1 of 5, but same.
And if she didn't finish her on the plate, she sat there until she did.
Yep.
With a grandmother ready to grab her ear.
Biofly says, me too. Middle maggot. Dabo says, I used to disgust the kids by sitting with an onion and a knife, just eating the whole thing slice by slice. I will eat that if it was like a roasted onion. When you make carne asada and you roast the onion, that is good. Like the cambrai onions, those ones are good. But like a raw onion, no way.
Just eat it like it's an apple.
No way. It's too spicy for me. Like
Too spicy for her.
no, it's not spicy. It's like it prickles you because of the juices, like pineapple.
I'm not going in front. What is that noise?
Motorcycle.
Oh yeah, okay. Was a motorcycle. I've heard too many crappy exhaust systems today from little 4-cylinder cars, the fart cans.
Barracuda says, I've just put 7-inch Tridents with 205s on the front of my BH. I've got 9-inch US Indies with D65 times 50 times 15s on the rear. The front looks a bit too inboard with 5mm spacers. Thinking of using 10mm spacers. Dan says, I had to go to bed hungry when I didn't like dinner, and sometimes when I did, I always skip breakfast. Steven Andrew says, you can eat Walla Walla sweet onions like an apple. Can you? Firefly says onions burn. Yeah, onions burn.
He's not saying that because they're grown in Washington or anything.
Firefly says, yeah, onions burn. The onions have an enzyme that fights you to not to eat them.
Right.
Like it burns you so you don't eat them. Same as pineapples. Bob the Campos says, if you want liver to taste good, soak it in milk for 2 to 3 hours before cooking, then bread it in cornmeal. It cooks fast, maybe 2 minutes, and dump the onions on top. Yeah. Dan says...
We've turned into a cooking show.
Dan says, I always went to bed hungry until I moved out and started controlling my food intake and gaining weight. Vintage Elementary Drives is here.
Hey, Tanner.
Tanner says, hey...
Did you hear me call your name?
They say, hey, came in to say hi. I'm about to get to sleep so I can get to work in the morning.
That's great. I appreciate you popping in. I have no problem with the pop-in. Seinfeld, yes. I don't.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe it was George that didn't like the pop-in.
Overbelt says, the country folk are that way. Grandmothers say, eat all your plate. Yeah, that was my grandmother. Steven Andrews is from Walla Walla, Washington.
That was from a different generation though, so I'm gonna give them a pass because we don't know what they went through when they grew up.
Yeah.
Then you get a kid that doesn't appreciate the food in front of them, so you make them appreciate it.
Dan says the Russian way is to take a swig of vodka and then take a big old bite out of an onion. I'm fine, thank you. Attila says rough estimate shipping a car from Puerto Vallarta to Jacksonville. You mean just the shipping?
Puerto Vallarta is on the other side of the country. It has to be. The only shipping we have right now is from Veracruz, which is farther down.
It will have to be Veracruz to Jacksonville. It wouldn't be from Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
Or from Mazatlán or Manzanillo to the East Coast.
West Coast.
The West Coast.
We don't have that set up though yet.
No. So right now we're only working Veracruz to Jacksonville. And rough estimate shipping. You mean just the price of the shipping itself without the car?
Because
the timing?
there's the shipping cost with the shipping company, and then there's the Mexican customs agent that has to do all the paperwork for the Mexican government to allow it to be shipped out.
And then the Americans.
Yeah, and then there's the U.S. customs agent too that the tariff needs to be paid.
Can you be a little bit more specific about your question?
Actually, on that, send me an email, and I'll be able to answer those questions with more specificity on depending on the vehicle, because the values change and everything.
Yeah, they change on the size as well.
Yeah, I have to send the dimensions of the vehicle, and that dictates how much both of them charge.
Dan says, wonderful wino from Western Walla Walla. Are you trying to make me say funny things just because Dean isn't here?
Walla Walla, Washington is a real place.
I know.
Even if we learned about it with Bugs Bunny.
Vintage says, I'm waiting for the time I get to cook for myself. I'm ready to start actually making food I want. I'll be making a lot of veggies that I don't get right now. Yeah, that's the good thing of cooking for yourself.
So you're anxious to adult, Tanner?
But also the bad thing of cooking for yourself is that it's on small quantities. So remember that you can freeze pretty much anything to eat it later. There's no problem with freezing stuff. Also, you can store vegetables in glass containers if you dry them really well, and they will last a whole week or so. So look for videos about how to store food so they don't go bad on you, because that's a really bad turn off when you're making food. You're excited to make food for yourself, and you have all these leftovers, or you buy the ingredients, but there's too many ingredients for your small amount of food that you're gonna make. So you don't know what to make, what to do with the extra ingredients, or how to save them so they don't go bad. So yeah.
Yeah. Mrs. Beck makes her soups or whatever, and it lasts a week and a half, 2 weeks. She freezes it, then microwaves it. And
yeah. Overbell says cocoa power is the secret ingredient for taco meat.
Powder?
Power. Folk around
I
here.
hope that's powder.
Folk around here miss, in my opinion.
Cocoa powder in tacos?
I don't know. I know chocolate is in mole, but tacos? Maybe. Steven Andrews says there's a bit of vineyards around Walla Walla, yes. Bob Campo says if onions burn, the pan is too hot. The pan needs to be just a little hot and keep stirring them in melted butter. It can take half an hour to get them caramelized. Yeah, darling, but we were talking about raw onion, like biting into a raw onion. That's why they burn when they're raw. When they're caramelized, it's fine. Dan says, cooking for oneself is about the best thing you can do. TMI, but my stomach makes solid exhaust 358 days a year. Yeah, it's just better. And Firefly says, cocoa powder is an additive for chili also. Makes it taste smoky or something like that. Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell a Mexican about chili and cocoa. That's where it came from. Dan says Steven Andrews is an old George Carlin routine. Pergola says I like to have boiled onion with corned beef, mustard, boiled potatoes and cabbage. A pity corned beef has got ridiculously expensive. Attila says, okay, thanks. I look at a lot of them. Found a 64 Galaxy 500. Butterfly says, that reminds me, I need to cook the corned beef I have. It is getting old, but it will survive a nuclear holocaust before it goes bad. Dan says, my mom makes a killer vegetable soup. I want to make potato soup, but I want to make them with, what are the name of the potatoes?
Russet.
Russet potatoes, and they don't sell russet potatoes here very often. So,
I don't like the potatoes they sell in our area.
no.
They don't taste good.
Barracuda says, you're salivating, aren't you, Buff? Vintage says, fun thing, I lost a clutch on my dirt bike today. It would flare through the clutch every time I twisted the throttle.
That's not good.
Lester says, I remember George Carling as the hippy-dippy Western weatherman.
Yeah.
Dust from the west, rain from the south. The forecast is for mud.
Then he really came into his own after that.
Stephen Andrews says, Looney Tunes, George Carlin, Bob Hope, Walla Walla has been mentioned in many comedy routines.
Because it's a funny thing to say.
Dan says, I got a flat on the highway today and had to use 2 jacks to get under the car enough to lift it enough to get the spare on. 2 jacks. Overbuild says, yeah, just a little cocoa powder in your taco powder. Try it next time. Some brands have it, many does not. Yummy stuff, Mexican food. Again, I do not know what taco powder is. That is an American thing. I do not know what taco seasoning is.
No, there's not. Lowry's doesn't sell anything here.
There is no such a thing as taco seasoning. There's seasonings, but not as not. I looked for it. There's not.
Anything you put in a taco is a taco.
It's a taco seasoning.
So.
Dan says, and not to forget Tom Tuttle, Tacoma, Washington. Buster Campos says, corned beef is one of my favorite. Kim doesn't like it. What is corned beef?
I do like it.
What is corned beef?
It's beef that's been corned. I don't know.
You're so funny.
I never worked at a deli. I don't know.
What, it's kind of like a...
That looks like a police vehicle.
It is. Okay. Dan says, George Carlin's wife grew up about half a mile from where I grew up. Barracuda says, it's baked beans with grated cheese this evening. Oh, that tastes good. Well, no, wait. Baked beans, like house-made, because I don't like the cans. They're too sweet.
I like the cans.
He likes the cans. I don't like the cans. They're too
I want
sweet.
more cans.
Yes, somebody buy Mr. Speck some canned baked beans. He likes them.
If they're shipped here, it's too expensive, so it doesn't make any sense.
Overbuild says, my grandmother put cayenne pepper on everything. I think that's what got me making Mexican food, making stuff, reading up on Tex-Mex cooking. Yeah, well, it's
But
Tex-Mex.
then that all the food tastes the same if she put the cayenne pepper on everything. Yeah.
It's not. Regular says, how can a person not like corned beef? I don't know what corned beef is. Overbuild
We don't have a lot of Jewish delis here in Mexico.
Overbuild says, yes, I never buy taco powder either. Pre-made sucks.
I guess they don't, with all of the sauces and everything they put on the table, they're trying to get the taste that you already have with that powder. That's what they're doing. They probably dry out the sauces, the salsas, and then they turn it into powder, and then
Maybe.
you already have the taste that they're trying to get. So there's no reason to sell Lowry's taco seasoning here. Nobody would buy it. The women in the store would laugh at it.
Firefly says corned beef is salt preserved brisket. Oh, okay. Barracuda says it's salted beef.
Very Jewish thing too.
Mark says it's the pack of spices that you put in your ground beef while cooking it to give it flavor. Yeah, but they don't sell it here, so I don't know. It's supposed to be a Mexican thing, but it's not a Mexican thing.
No, it's an American company that did that.
Overbill says not a fan of corned beef. It's off wrong somehow. Well, taste buds. You might not like it. Firefly says, I like salted pork better than corned beef. Tabo says, I'm quite a fan of food. Same. Tabo, same. Josh Mama says, why is called corn is beyond me. There's no corn in it.
No, there isn't.
Overbuild says, well, we'll do literally everything, but a lot of stuff. She's funny like that. Patrick is here,
Good evening, Patrick.
and I didn't notice.
Good. I appreciate you joining us on our drives.
And they say hello. Dan says la preferida. Organic taco seasoning ingredients are needed 2 pair of readers: cumin, onion powder, chili pepper, paprika, garlic powder, sea salt, cornstarch, oregano, black pepper, and citric acid. Those are regular ingredients. That's what you
Yes.
put in your meat.
Yeah. They call it taco seasoning.
Are you not using any other kind of seasonings if you don't put this on your... Like, what do you put in your meat if you don't put this on your meat?
I don't put anything in my meat.
God, that's...
My meat is good the way it is.
The sadness of that meat. Barracuda says there's not much Jewish anything in New Zealand.
There isn't much in Argentina either.
Mark says, do you season your ground beef when making tacos? I don't make tacos with ground beef.
No, it's carne asada.
It's carne asada. And yes, it's usually just salt, pepper, garlic. Some people put other stuff like marinated on stuff, like maybe some Maggi sauce or soy sauce, and just leave it marinating for a bit before making it. But yeah, we don't usually do. But
The,
yeah, like
the employee here is going to think I have a food blog and not a car channel.
Dan says corned beef on the cob. Orwell says darn typos low. Waffle Cup says corn comes from the large salt corn. Okay. Fireplace. Mark says a few years ago I made chocolate covered bacon on a stick. That looks
On a stick.
on a stick. That sounds good. Dan says low. Joshua says thanks. I was wondering about that. Overbell says to Bob de Campo, thank you. I learned something. Always wonder what the fuck it was called corned beef. What? What's the noise? I don't know, man.
This pool's like 3 feet deep.
Is it?
Yeah, not even that. 2.5 feet, like 2.5 feet deep.
Are you sure? I'm ready.
I'm looking at the.
Que se meta.
That's about a
Que
foot.
se meta.
That's about a foot. So it's about 2.5 foot deep.
But there's a step there, right there.
Yeah, well, that's for kids.
So is a kid pretty capable?
What? Is that Mark?
Dan says my knee was a lot better 30 years ago.
You have anybody that can attest to that, Dan?
Wildfly says, I still love a good chipotle raspberry marinated on pork. Lester says sad meat. Mark says what meat?
I will not elaborate. Will not elaborate.
Overbill says lol food YouTube channel. Sorry guys. Butterfly says mechanics like to eat. It's natural law.
You know, if I cook something up and publish that with the car that I publish, I might get more views.
Sad meat.
That needs to be somebody's nickname and not mine.
Oh, my stomach. Steven Andrews says, okay, I will ask a car business question to steer away from the food. How do you like to be paid? Cash, cashier's checks, money order?
It has to be a wire. It's a domestic wire. My bank has an account with Deutsche Bank in New York, and when the dollars arrive to the Deutsche Bank account, they credit the pesos here so I can go out and buy the car.
Yeah.
I don't touch cash. I'm not allowed to touch dollars. I live in the middle of the country, the interior of the country. We're not allowed to have anything to do with dollars here.
Yeah. Mark says, lol, on a stick.
That's right.
Dan says, mechanics tend to be good cooks because cooking is just another area of engineering. Our Bill says, yeah, my three favorite Christ classic cars and cats. EFOG is here?
Good evening, EFOG. EFOG. EFOG.
EFOG. Dan says, a few and a couple who are in the ground, cancer and drugs. Biofly says, however, I met a mechanic that liked to knead dough and bake, dirty hands and all that. No, you disgusting.
Who ate the food after that?
You. Bob Del Campo says, this is how my channel is during live shows. We get onto any subject, including the cars we are supposed to be covering.
Once they get on a subject, Buff, can't get them off of it.
Mark says, lol, although the timing was funny, I was asking Mrs. Beck, what meat did you say you used in the taco?
It's carne asada.
It's carne asada. So it's so you buy like steak, some kind of steak.
Yeah, beefsteak.
Bistec.
We're still talking Spanish.
And you.
It's beef that they'll just cut into, once it's cooked, they take a cleaver and cut it into pieces, and then that goes into the taco. It's not ground beef at all. It's not hamburger meat.
It's cleavered meat.
Like I've told you guys
Meat
before,
chunks.
everything is fresh. So they go in the morning, they buy the meat that they're gonna need. It's sliced up, they cook it, they chop it up, they put it in your taco. There's no processing, there's no putting it through a machine to make it ground beef. It's just the meat that was alive yesterday is now in your taco today.
If you want to know how fresh it is, you can go to the meat store and they will make your carne asada in the meat store.
Yeah.
And you can just have your carne asada there. That's it. Dan says, lol, I'll bet kneading some dough will clean a mechanic's greasy hands some.
That's a waste of dough, though.
You will not want to eat the dough, though.
Well, if he has a family, that's their problem.
Dan says, working with cheese will clean grease from your hands. Or washing them. Have you tried washing them? What the hell, man? Steven says, I would be leery of bringing large amounts of money. So good.
No,
yeah,
you
no,
can't.
we don't.
You can't bring large amounts of money in here.
We don't handle cash at all, like whatsoever.
Mexico is very weird about money laundering. So everything has to be bank to bank. And because I have to pay for the car with pesos anyway, the money has to be changed. If you send dollars to me here to an account, I don't have a dollar account, but to an account, that flags the U.S. government, that flags the Mexican government. Then they start investigating. They put a hold on the transaction, and nobody wins. So we do it this way, where it's a domestic wire. The dollars stay in the U.S. and they just credit my account here with pesos, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Robbie is here.
Hey, Robbie.
Hi, Robbie.
Welcome. Good evening. It's evening here.
Yeah. Margula says, I'd rather have a mechanic knead the dough than a plumber. Fair, but no.
Yeah.
Dan,
Are those the only two options?
Dan says tomato. Fireplace says, huh? Mark says, oh, like steak strips. Yeah, kind of like
Yes.
steak strips.
They just take a cleaver and they cut the cooked meat. It's a thin.
What kind
it's,
of meat
it's
do you
meat.
use?
It's thin.
What kind of meat
I don't know what the cut is.
But like, do you like the specific one?
Sirloin.
Yeah, so you can even use
Cabrerilla, but I don't know what that is.
cabrerilla or
I don't know what
sirloin.
that is in English. But they throw the meat on the grill. They chop it up when it's done. They scoop it up and they put it in the taco shells, and then
No, taco shells, tortillas.
the tortillas, and then you add all the extra stuff on your the
Your
guacamole
salsas.
and the salsas and the vegetables and everything,
Yeah.
because I don't put anything on it. I eat just the meat.
And a tortilla.
If I had ketchup, I'd put it in there, but I'm not gonna get piss anybody off for that. But Mrs. Beck loads everything onto the taco,
Yeah.
and it takes a small
Dude,
taco.
I'm salivating.
It takes a small taco and turns it into a meal, just like the hot dogs they have here. They'll sell you the hot dog and the bun, and then, well, what do you want on it? And then they load it up. It's probably another 2.5, 3 inches tall, with just the fixings on it, and that is a whole meal for them. And it only comes out to like 50 pesos or whatever for a hot dog, but it's a full meal. Two
Um,
types of cheeses at least.
Steven Andrews says picadillo. No, that's ground beef. Dan says I prefer ground beef. Best stew I've ever had was maybe ground beef rather than cubes and chunks. Well, yeah, but depends on what you're doing with your meat, I guess. Steven Andrews says pollo asada. Mark says carne asada. Yes, carne asada.
Mm-hmm.
That was says ground beef in Oz is just a way to make more money from the inedible leftovers. That's kind of
Pollo asado is good too. We eat that too.
yeah. Um, you have to realize that Mexico is a country with a lot of how to explain this?
Poor people.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot
the
of
food is aimed at them.
the food is aimed to fill you up.
Yes.
So they're gonna use everything they have and anything they have and the cheapest things they have, but in the best way possible.
There's a place that's right near my house, our house. They'll sell you 2 chickens already roasted, flayed open, and then they'll cut the pieces, and it's like 250 pesos or something for 2 full chickens, complete chickens, already roasted. So that's not bad. That lasts quite a while.
Barracuda says I really like stew made from underground mutton.
Keep an eye on the time. I think we have to get out of here at a certain time.
It's 1:17. We said 12. It's 11:20 right now. Dan says, and I ate that stew on the banks of the little Miami River. Miami River. Pablo Campos says, I never liked carne asada because it was always overcooked and tough. Then I had carne asada at a restaurant with Mexicans cooking. It was tender and so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan,
It also depends how long ago they cooked it.
yeah.
When we go to the taco place we go to, the guy's right there, the grill is right there, and then we're sitting, so we're watching everything he's doing from start to finish.
Dan says mutton is lamb's liver. I don't know, darling. Tavo says don't mind a bit of bunny myself. I've never had bunny. I've had like weird parts of the cow, what you would consider weird parts of the cow, like tongue. And I've had frog legs, but I haven't had anything else.
Okay, I'm just looking at, because I'm seeing 2 lanes coming this way, but the cement thing is blocking the other side. So I'm thinking, were they driving on the wrong side? No, but there's 2 lanes coming this way, 2 lanes going that way.
Ravi says good evening and good morning from here. Wildfly says I need to try cooking lamb meat. Dan says lamb chops are good.
I'm not a fan. I like pork chops.
Barracuda says many near you, Tavo. Bob the Campo says I think mutton is meat from an old sheep. Is it?
Could be.
Wildfly says the only lamb meat I have has a rack of lamb and a gyro. Gyro. That was a live ones in my yard every day. Barracuda can also be pre-prepped ones at the butcher. Rabbit.
Butcher.
Lester says forget the cars. This is a full-on butcher.
Yeah. We're doing a food blog now, which I know very little about.
Butterfly says is goat meat like lamb meat? I wouldn't know. No.
Goat meat? No.
No, goat meat. I had goat meat.
Yeah, birria.
Birria. Birria is goat meat. Steven says best Mexican restaurant I like is Plaza Jalisco here in Tumwater, Washington.
Interesting, they named it that.
Mm-hmm. Danny Way says I love gyros. Gyros?
Gyros.
Gyros. A Greek place here used to have a super Greek salad with gyro meat, chunks of feta, and boiled potatoes. Now it had feta crumbles and no potatoes.
There's a lot of loud motorcycles here.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I'm so hungry. Ravi says now.
There's a restaurant downstairs.
Ravi says now I feel hungry from hearing your conversation about food, and even though I had my breakfast already at 7 a.m. I know, right, Ravi? And it's getting late. I don't know if the restaurant is gonna close.
We're gonna wake up in a couple of hours to have breakfast.
I'm hungry.
Then we have to get moving.
Will the drill is here?
He's been here.
Is he?
Yes.
I don't know. It says
When I had the chat,
Oh,
he came in.
okay. Says I just watched a video of a guy that just bought a 1979 AMC Spirit AMX with a 304V and a 4-speed manual. It's a very cool car. V8. Sorry, V8.
I have the same car, but mine has a 6-cylinder in it.
Steven Andrews says, what is shredded beef called then? Shredded beef?
Machaca.
Machaca. If it's dehydrated, it's machaca. Yeah. Barrelfly says, I've had frog legs and cow's tongue. Both are okay. Yeah, cow's tongue is delicious.
Food is mental for me, psychological. I'm not eating something like that.
Yeah.
I won't eat seafood. Oh, I got to tell you guys, right down the street here to the other direction, there's a restaurant called Sirloin. What do you think they serve? I'm going to let you guys guess. What do you think a restaurant named Sirloin serves? Remember where we are.
Dan says, lol, a couple of times I ate dinner and walked outside only to smell my neighbors grilling burgers or steak and have the smell make me hungry again. Yeah, that
It does work like that.
Yeah. Barracuda says, the last time I remember that you could buy a rabbit here was in the early 80s and they were from China. From China. Will the Troll says, I'm having a migraine attack right now and I'm trying not to make the food talk get me to puke. Sorry, Will.
Oh, sorry about that.
Barrelfly says, get some caffeine and you will, Troll. That helps if you haven't had caffeine. I don't know if that helps migraines though. Sorry, I don't have migraines. Dan says, they say it's a little harder on your liver to eat breakfast. I get up at 9 and wait until 11 or 12 to eat. I don't get hungry until then.
Well, we're traveling, so we have to have the free breakfast they're going to give us because we're probably not going to eat for quite some time after that because we're going to do everything we have to do with the truck. And then when that's done, we have to try to find a flight home. And there's going to be layovers and flying and then buses after that. So we have to eat when we can.
Josh Holman says, sirloin beef.
Keep reading.
Yes,
Keep
yes.
going down the list.
Mark says, I won't taste something that can't taste me back. Bob Del Campo says, they should serve beef.
They should, yes.
Steven Andrews says, pollo.
Nope.
Dan says, sirloin. I bet they specialize in buffalo wings.
Nope.
Biofly says, arise, sirloin of beef.
Nope. Any more guesses?
No.
Keep in mind, we are at the port of Veracruz. So this restaurant called Sirloin serves fish and
Seafood.
yeah, fish and seafood, the crustaceans and all that, which is mariscos. What mariscos and what? It said it right up on the thing, but yeah, it's all seafood at a place called Sirloin. It's not sirloin; it's one word, like sirloin beef. They don't serve beef. They might, I guess, but no. Everything on the outside of the restaurant is seafood. Seafood and mariscos.
Overbuild says, last week on Dead Dodge's live stream, we all got off topic sharing cat pictures on the Discord. It was funny. Bet there were 75 cat pictures. Will the Drill says, oh no, I never drink any caffeine products. I can't drink caffeine products either.
They give her a headache.
Well, because I haven't had caffeine in so long, if I haven't, it gives me a headache. And also, I'm not supposed to mix with the medication I'm taking.
I had, it was a very, very small cup. For some reason, this hotel restaurant had very small cups. But he served me a cup of coffee, so I put the creamer in and I put put the sugar in it, but it wasn't warm. So I told her it wasn't warm. So he took that away and brought me another cup. So I had to prepare that one too. But that was it. But she had 4 or 5 decafs this morning. I'm assuming it's because the cup was so small.
Well, the campus says only one thing cures a migraine for me: sleep. I don't know. I only had one migraine once. Um, yeah, I had to fall asleep because nothing. Well, I didn't try much. I started crying and then I went to sleep because it was hurting so much. Dan says I only drink a little caffeine. Mark says fish. While plus Excedrin uses aspirin, acetaminophen, and caffeine. Steven Andrews says marisco. Marisco.
Mariscos.
Marisco.
Which is something I won't eat. I won't even walk into the place. I can imagine what it smells like.
Overbuild says Mexican spec. Ben Fun, you two sound like cool people. Subscribe. Got to run. Get rested up. God bless you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here and keeping us company.
Thank you, Overbuild. Dan says lol. I was close. Fish and chicken are white meats.
There's no chicken. There's just fish, and in this place, fish and like lobster and crab and stuff like that, which is the marisco part of it.
Steven Andrews says, "Was it kitties?" Ravi says, "Take care, Mrs. Peck." No, that was a long time ago. It just happened. I don't know why it happened. Honestly, that I got a headache. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But yeah, I knew it was a migraine because it was a headache that I was crying in pain for. That's pretty much what I remember. But it was like easily 15 to 20 years ago. Dan says, I think it's the same motorcycle. Could be.
He could be making his rounds back and forth, but they all sound like that. They're all annoying.
Patrick says to Biofly, the green box is the only thing that works. Orville says, normal store coffee give me a headache, but organic stuff I get off Amazon Cameron brands does not affect me badly. I can drink lots of it. No, for me it's the caffeine withdrawal that gives me the headache. Biofly says, yep. Granddad's Young says, Patrick brother. Will says, yeah, good night.
Good night.
Patrick says to Granddad's Young, hey there. Biofly says, okay, time for me to get some sleep. Good night, y'all.
Good night, Biofly.
Good night, Biofly.
They're dropping like flies.
Steven Andrews says, pork loin, dry rub, slow smoke in our Traeger.
We had a little bit of pork yesterday. The buffet came with the room, so I had the eggs. There was scrambled eggs with ham, and then something that was pork stroganoff. I've never seen pork stroganoff before. I've seen beef stroganoff, but it was little pieces of pork, potatoes, in a pretty tasty sauce. So I had a little bit of that. So I didn't want to, we were getting in the truck to drive over here, so I didn't want to risk it. But the pork was good, the sauce was good, and the potatoes were good. That's good for breakfast.
Yeah.
And I was picking the pork out of my teeth for the rest of the day.
Remind me this morning to
Tomorrow morning?
well, never mind because it's not gonna be a buffet. So never mind.
Not going to be a buffet. We have to choose a plato fuerte.
Yeah.
And I hope they have something that I can eat. They're calling it an American breakfast. So we're going to see what they think an American breakfast is. Because tomorrow's Monday morning, so they don't have a buffet.
Granddad says mutton is dog food, old sheep. I don't know.
So they had, in the olden days, they let the sheep get really old before they killed it, and because that's all they had was mutton. That's the only thing they served.
I'm getting chilly.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
You don't look spicy. She's getting violent, guys. She's getting violent.
Steven says stroganoff is usually sirloin over noodles with sour cream.
There were no noodles.
So I guess
So
maybe.
there were no
Wait,
noodles.
noodles. Sirloin over noodles with sour cream.
There were no noodles in this. So, obviously they don't know what a stroganoff is, so they just put it up there to sound more important. But the food was good. It had just a tiny little bit of chili, I think, because I could feel it in the roof of my mouth. But she probably didn't feel anything.
Mark is laughing.
They had like 6. They had 12 different plates that you could choose from, so it was not bad. There was something for everybody, plus all the cold stuff over there. But they didn't have any Jell-O, so not my favorite. Guadalajara still wins. Sorry, Zapopan.
Granda says Mrs. Mexi, lay into him. He loves it.
You won't see the bruises because I don't put my face on camera.
I think it's really funny because we do enjoy arguing. To be honest, we do enjoy it.
It's a stress reliever.
Yeah. So we argue. Well, argue quotations.
We speak loudly.
We speak loudly when we're at the house, and we're like arguing or whatever, we're play fighting, and the cats get worried and they come over and they're like, "What are you guys doing? What's going on?"
The cat we had before that passed when we were out getting Lester's car, we would be talking normal, and she would jump up on the bed and get between us, lay down between us, like, you are not doing this.
Stop fighting. It's so funny. Dan says bickering. Yeah, bickering.
That's what we do.
Both the couple says, is someone taking care of the cats? Yes.
Yes, my niece is taking care of making sure that the bowls have kibble in it, and then once a day, the day when she comes, she has to give the dog an envelope of soft food. I hope he's doing okay. I haven't asked her anything the whole time.
Yeah.
But I hope the dog's doing okay because he's older. We put his bed in front of Mrs. Speck's bedroom door, so it's not like we threw him back in his old room, because he's been sleeping in the room with Mrs. Speck on his bed, which he really likes. Because I wake up like 9 o'clock in the morning. I go in there, come on, let's go outside, and he's like, no, and he puts his head back down. 11 o'clock comes around, he's still on his bed, like his head cocked to one side. No, he doesn't want to get up. But he doesn't dirty the room at all. He doesn't do anything in the room, so
yeah,
not really worried about it.
Lester says cats are so sensitive. Yes, they are.
Yeah, and they can read minds too.
Yeah.
I've tested it, and it works. With many different cats, I've tested it. When we were up there, I was just telling you that we stopped for gas, and then I was asking the two female cops about how the road was, because I didn't know. It's the first time we've ever been in that area. This female dog this white and black female dog walks over, and as usual, I put my hand out so she could smell it, and then I started petting her, and the cops were like, they were kind of surprised. It's a stray dog,
Yeah.
and she wasn't. You could read a dog's body language. She was looking for food because she has puppies. You could see that she had puppies. She stashed them somewhere. She's out there looking for food. We didn't have any food to give her though.
No.
But I scratched her head, and then she walked over, got really close to me. I said, "I'm sorry, you have too much hair. I can't put you in this truck. We can't get dog hair in the truck. Sorry."
You can't bring him on the plane with me.
No, that either. I didn't want to say plane in front of the cops. So, and there was a black dog there too, but it was in a different area. But they were kind of surprised that I didn't know the dog. Dog didn't know me. I just put my hand out. She sniffs me. I scratched her head, scratched her neck, asked her how she's doing. She didn't look really skinny or anything, so I wasn't really worried about her. But yeah, she does have. She recently had puppies, but not like the night before. She wasn't that raw. But she's okay.
Yeah.
Because it was up in the mountains, I don't know who lived around there. My question for those employees how the hell do you get here? Like for the toll booth employees, we had just driven 60, 70 kilometers and there's nothing for 100 kilometers after that. Where do you people live? How do you get here to go to this job, to do this job?
Steven says they can identify food packages, cheese sticks, cans of whipped cream. Well, some of mine can. Yeah.
Well, they have experience and they know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
My niece would have sent me a message if anything bad happened. So yeah, what I'm more worried about is the neighborhood cats that come in the back door and eat the food when, you know, my cat should be eating them.
And fight with the other cats.
And fight with the cats in the house. Because I'm picturing my house filled with cats on their back legs dancing to music.
like the movie.
Yeah, like cartoons, like all kinds of stuff. I have that picture in my head, but we'll see when we get home how many of the cats have marked their territory inside my house.
Everybody wants to be a cat. Dun, 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 dun.
Not everybody.
It's fine.
Hmm?
It's fine.
I saw messages pop up.
No.
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 Is everybody getting bored?
I don't know, but it's 1 hour 36, and we're almost too close to 12. It's 11:40 right now.
Yeah.
Steven says you too. That's why we got a camera.
I don't want to know for sure though, Steve. If they're doing it, we'll see evidence, but I don't want to see.
What's the cigarette butts?
I don't want to see those cats fighting my cats and my cats losing because they're inside. They're not inside cats. I would never do that to a cat. Keep it inside. But no, it's cruel.
It's not.
They have to follow their instincts. Our orange cat is kind of big. He eats a lot. I mean, he's not fat, but
He's fat.
have you seen the cats on the internet? The fat cats? He's not that.
He's not obese.
He's not a 50-pound cat, but he doesn't want to go outside very much. Like at about, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, he'll ask me to go out in front, and he'll just sit out in front of the house. We have a gate, and he's just sits inside, and then I'll open the door and he'll run back in. The white cat will go up on the roof. He tries to protect the territory because I hear him fighting on the roof. And the gray female that actually lives in the backyard, it's cool now, so she's coming in and sleeping on the couch, the top of the couch. But otherwise, she finds places like on the trunk of my Savoy or inside my Impala where she'll sleep there. I don't think she's much of a fighter, though. She just lets everybody do what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to see evidence, I was sitting out in the backyard. I would sit on the ground when I had the two dogs, and I would look them over and make sure they don't have any ticks or anything on them. And our white cat comes near me. I scratched him, and then he went and stood by the wall. I watched the gray cat come over, whisper something to our dog Oscar, and Oscar went after the white cat. He wasn't even paying attention to the white cat until the gray cat came over and whispered something in his ear. And I watched this happen while I was looking at the other dog. Of course, Oscar got a swat on the butt for that because Joey is our cat. He can do that with other cats, but he can't do that with our cats. There's a difference. So, yeah, that told me who was in control of the backyard at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The little female gray cat had control of anything that happened in that backyard. But when she comes in the house, she's a completely different personality because that's not her territory. That's the territory of the other two cats. So it's interesting to watch how everything plays out.
Steven Andrew says we have coyotes, bobcats, raccoons, so they stay in at least at night. Yeah, we don't have that in the city, or at least not that I've seen. The wildest thing that I've seen is the really big iguanas.
Yeah.
Really big iguanas, and
just walking around the streets.
And the tlacuaches.
Those are possums.
Yes, tlacuaches.
Yeah. No, we don't have that, but I purposely picked a house that is not on a main street. It's kind of like Marco liked it. It's kind of a cul-de-sac,
Yeah.
but it's like elevated. So it's like a private driveway. Let's call it a private driveway that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 houses in it, and our house has 2 lots
A mosquito
because
going
it
by.
has the house and then it has the lot next to it. So they purchased 2 lots, or they were given 2 lots together. They built the house, built out the house, and then they had the property, you know, like for the kids to play or whatever behind the gate. So I purposely was looking for a property like that so we could let the cats out where they're not anywhere near the street and they were safe because there's nobody driving by, there's nobody coming into our little private driveway, that there's nobody driving by. And I also like that because I don't want anybody scoping out the cars that I have or what I'm doing and then coming back at a later time to, help themselves when we're not there.
Veracruz says, I can't imagine keeping a cat inside like a prisoner. I like for them to get out and about.
That's their instincts. You see a cat sitting looking out the window at the birds flying around out there and they want to go out and kill them. They need to be able to go out and kill the birds. That's their purpose in life.
Patrick says raccoons are vicious beasts.
Yeah, I don't think we have those problems.
They look all fluffy and cuddly.
I don't think a raccoon looks cuddly.
I like.
It's really. They don't have soft hair. They have wiry hair.
I like raccoons, but we don't have. I don't have them here.
Did somebody already call it a trash panda?
No.
I think it would have been a better movie, Kung Fu Panda, if it was a raccoon.
Okay. Do you want to start ending the stream?
Yeah, we have to get up early too. We lost half our people. There was 21 in here.
Yeah. They all went to bed.
Good, guys. Oh. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Our late night, Sunday night live, which we figured, we just happened to be out, in wherever. Like the other time we were in Mazatlan and you guys were looking at the ocean. It was too bad there wasn't any lightning. There's one time when we were in probably that same room. We turned the lights off in the room and there was lightning hitting the water way out in the middle of the ocean. All these crackling, lightning strikes. It was so neat. We tried to record it on a phone, but it was too far away. Nothing really came out. So we're going to finish what we're going to do here and then we're going to try to fly home. So we'll be home, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday, depending when we can get there. So appreciate everybody being here.
Thank you guys for being here. Welcome to say good night. Patrick says, have a good one. Joshua says good night all. Brenda says great show, guys. Take it easy, everybody. Esther says good night. Steven Andrew says they're not. That we have a feeder that is elevated with a metal skirt. Raccoons can't jump. Cats can. Or it says I'm still here finding recipes for carne asada. What's the temperature at the moment? The temperature at the moment is 21. 70.
70.
It's 70, but it's a little bit windy.
It's 70 degrees at the Atlantic Ocean in the winter time. Try to let that compute.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Thank you guys for joining our food blog. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Bye-bye.